And okay, yeah.
Here she comes.
Choo, choo, choo.
Woo! Yeah, wow. Let's not shake on it.
Yeah, right? We're friends. Hey, guys. You guys have been so respectful tonight. Thank you so much. The theme of the show, like Julie said, is JTMF, respects the neighbors. And I think we've been nailing it. So give it up for yourselves. Woo! Love it. But without further ado, let's just get right down to brass tacks. Who here remembers Go-Gurt? Yeah, the yogurt that you can suck out of a tube. For the consumer that prefers a more fist-to-face relationship with their yogurt. For those of us who are just sick and tired of waiting on spoons to get the job done. Because Go-Gurt, the idea is that it's the yogurt that you can have on the go, which, don't get me wrong, was necessary, okay? And they thought the best way to showcase Go-Gurt's portability, if you guys remember in the commercials, was to put a bunch of children in complex sporting situations while also slurping Go-Gurt, So it would be like a kid on a skateboard, like grinding, flipping, Go-Gurt. And I remember, like, as a child, I would just, like, accept that logic blindly. I would just be like, well, yeah. I mean, Go-Gurt would be your only yogurt option. For those times, those times. Like when you really want to skateboard, but you also gotta have yogurt. They corner that market. They put the E in athlete. Totally like that one. But years later, thinking back on the Go-Gurt commercials with the gift of time and age and wisdom, I can't help but feel like, I don't know, isn't yogurt really the kind of thing that can wait until after the game? Like, when was the last time you saw LeBron James call a timeout in the fourth quarter, run to the sideline and be like, get that Gatorade shit out of my face, asshole, I need some yogurt ASAP. No, none of that spoon bullshit, douchebag. How am I going to help my team if both my hands are full? I need one hand to slurp and one hand to dunk. There's a championship on the line, you idiots. Or like, when was the last time you were like jogging, God forbid, and like you were hot and sweaty and maybe a little bit nauseous even, and you were like, you know what I could use right now? Some dairy products. But like, honestly, in a dream world, if I could get those dairy products in some kind of like a receptacle where I could just slurp it down and just get as much dairy in my gut as humanly possible, I think that's going to get us to the finals. It's a ridiculous ad campaign. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyone notice lately how nature documentaries are bleak as fuck? But like, not even just about like nature, like animal documentaries. Like, hey Jack, some people are just walking in, some friends walking in, hey. Guys, just take your seats. We're in between bits, so you haven't really missed anything. The other day I watched a cheetah documentary on YouTube. And I sought it out because I wanted to learn why cheetahs can run so fast. Because it's beautiful. How fast? I don't know if you've ever seen a cheetah run in slow motion, but it's like the fucking David. It's like a miracle, and I wanted to learn more. So naturally, I turn on a video. I'm not going to read a book. What am I, fucking Amish? Do I look like, there's a reason they turn books into movies and not the other way around. Like, I guarantee you there is nobody out there going, well, sure, Avengers Infinity Stones did just fine in theaters. I'm just saying. imagine what that shit could have done in hardcover at a Barnes & Noble. It would have blown up. And so I start watching the video, and at first it's like everything that I could possibly ever want out of a cheetah documentary video. It's like, there was adorable footage of baby cheetahs running around with their moms, and I'm like learning some shit, you know, actually learning some shit. Like, did you know that cheetahs can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3 seconds? Yeah, that's a mammal. That's a mammal moving that fast. And do you know why? How can they move so fast? How can they do it? How can they even do it? Well, because their small head and their flattened rib cage minimize their air resistance, allowing them to move at such speed. So don't even say it. You're welcome. Y'all thought this was a variety show? No, it's a learning experience. Strap in, people. This is just the beginning. Well, what I realized by the end of the documentary, I just had like a bunch of sharply specific facts about cheetahs that are like 100% useless to me in any social situation that I should encounter. So like I would have to work to slip a cheetah fact into a conversation and make it sound organic. Like I would have to plan it, and I have. Because I watched the documentary, I'm not just letting those 45 minutes go to waste. And like the best scenario I've come up with is if somebody goes, man, politicians lie a lot. That's my cue to be like, dude, right? Let me tell you what, trying to find an honest person in Washington, that's like, dude, it's honestly like trying to find a cheetah in a closed biotope, man. Let me tell you something. You can look high, and you can look low, but you're just not going to find a cheetah in a closed biotope, you know? Like, cheetahs actually live in open biotopes. I'm talking prairies, grasslands, savannas. High five for open biotopes, no? Okay, what was that? That's how it's going to happen, exactly like that. But then I get to a part of the documentary where I start to hear low horn music, and that is a red flag. It's like if you're hearing low horn music, you know, you're either at a funeral or you're on a ship passing another ship in the night, but there's no in between, you know, like it's a bad scenario. And then the narrator's voice drops like an octave, which is your second red flag, and he goes, "Here, we see an unfortunate cheetah finding himself in the wrong place at the wrong time." And what happened next was, it was a cheetah taking a nap under a tree, and a lion comes up and eats it. Just like real slow, real gnarly. And even the narrator didn't know what to say. Like, he was just like, yes, we don't even really have a term for what's happening right here. I guess you could just call this bollocks. Just complete bollocks. Like, it was just a completely unwarranted and unprovoked cheetah slaughter and smorgasbord. And I was so, like, shocked by what I saw that I went on, like, a lion rabbit hole, a lion video rabbit hole of YouTube to see if this was out of the ordinary. And no, what I learned is that lions are assholes. Like, lions are at the top of the food chain, and they know it, and they are just shitting on everybody below them, you know? Like, basically, for lions, if you are running away and you clearly want to live, your ass is on the lion menu. It's like fear is their umami, you know? And so that experience took the beloved childhood classic, The Lion King, away from me. Because the moment I start watching that movie, I'm just like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, man. Like, fuck you, Mufasa. You're not fooling anybody on this stage right now. Like doing this good guy routine up on Pride Rock, pretending like you give a single solitary fuck about any of these animals that showed up to your kid's coming out party. Because, by the way, none of the animals at Pride Rock on that day showed up because they were stoked that Simba was born, okay? No animal is jazzed about that situation. Like, no animal showing up to Pride Rock breathless, like, oh my God, you guys, I just heard the good news. Did you know there's going to be another lion out on the savannah with us? Another one? All right, let's sing about the circle of life because ours is almost fucking over. Like, no way Rafiki's holding Simba up going, hey guys, look at the newest member of the gang. We're going to have so much fun with this tyke. Like, he's holding him up as an Amber Alert to the rest of the animals. Like, get a good look at this animal that doesn't get nearly enough press nowadays, obviously, the Trix rabbit. Someone's got to tell that guy. Fucking obviously, exactly. Like, how has no one told his story yet? Like, we're all familiar with the Trix narrative, you know? Fucking Trix rabbit, want some tricks, but no. No silly rabbit, it's just for kids. We're all familiar with that Dickensian storyline. Because, like, let me tell you one thing that I know to be true in this fucking crazy world. There is nobody that gives more of a fuck about Trix cereal than the Trix rabbit. And yet he is the only body on this planet that is denied it. Like, if that's not an allegory for late-stage capitalism, people. Like, I don't know how they played that commercial as a kid with all, like, the happy colors and the smiling children and the beautiful music, expecting me not to recognize it's arguably the darkest commentary on the human experience since Lord of the Flies. It was he's literally the patron saint of Trix, but these bitch-ass kids won't even let him look at it, let alone taste it. And even as a child, before my moral compass was even fully formed, I'd watch that happening and be like, let him have one bite. I mean, they're literally dancing on mountains of Trix. You know, like, because what's gonna happen is, like, let's not forget, at the end of the day, he's a rabbit. He's not gonna like Trix when he tries it. He cannot metabolize Trix. Rabbits eat carrots and lettuce, and Trix isn't even food. Look at the nutrition facts, assholes. Like, what's gonna happen is he's gonna taste the Trix, experience the most powerful depression of his entire life, possibly immediately contemplate suicide, because that's on the table when you're the Trix rabbit and you don't even like Trix. Like, why do you get up? You gotta take a look in the mirror and figure out who the fuck you are. Reconcile the fact that your life is a lie. And then the kids will never see him again because he'll be dead, or in Cambodia on some eat, pray, love journey to find himself. And then that's the best decision the kids ever made. One spoonful of Trix for a lifetime of privacy during breakfast. It's called empathy, people. It works. So real talk, I never understood why the Trix rabbit didn't just beat the shit out of the kids and take the Trix. Because if we're thinking about this shit logically, like, a regular domesticated house bunny is strong in its legs, okay? It's got the hops. And it's got little claws. It can scratch you. Maybe it breaks the skin, maybe it doesn't, but it's annoying. The Trix rabbit, we're talking about an adult human male-sized rabbit. Like, he could kick the shit out of these kids, slash them like Wolverine, and to me, that's a more powerful ad campaign. Because it's like, Trix rabbit, it's so good, it makes you fucking crazy. It ruins your life, it's so good. This rabbit murdered a field full of children, serving 7 back-to-back life sentences just for a spoonful of this ambrosia. Like, a better slogan is silly humanity. Trix is for the last fucking guy standing.